Welcome to the IAMCP Profiles and Partnership, the podcast that showcases how Microsoft partners and IAMCP members boost their business by collaborating with other members and partners. I'm your co-host, Anthony Carano, and in each episode, I'll be talking to some of the most innovative and successful partners in the Microsoft ecosystem. The International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners, otherwise known as IAMCP, is a community of Microsoft partners who help each other grow and thrive. Members can find and connect with other partners locally and globally and access exclusive resources and opportunities. Whether you're looking for new customers, new markets, or new solutions, IAMCP can help you achieve your goals. We'll hear their stories, learn from their experiences, and discover the best practices and strategies they use to increase customer loyalty and grow revenues. Whether you're a new partner or an established one, you'll find valuable insights and inspiration in this podcast. We hope you enjoy this podcast and find it useful and inspiring. If you do, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to follow us on social media and connect with us on our website, www.profilesinpartnership.com, where you can find more information, resources, and opportunities to partner for success. Thank you for listening, and now let's get started with today's episode. Before we dive into our interview, let me ask you a question. As a Microsoft partner and a member of the IAMCP, how do you find and develop partner relationships that will help you grow your business? Finding the right partner can be challenging, but it can also be rewarding. In fact, according to a recent study by IDC, Microsoft partners who collaborate with other partners generate almost 2.5 times more revenue growth than those who don't. That's a huge difference, and it shows the power of partnering. So how do you leverage the Microsoft Partner Network, IAMCP, and other resources to support your partnerships? And how do you ensure success for your customer? These are some of the questions we'll explore in this podcast with the help of our guest, a recent EMEA P2P award winner who is also an expert in partnering. She'll share stories, challenges, and successes and give you practical tips and advice on how to partner for success. Are you ready to join us on this journey? Then stay tuned because we have a great show for you today. Our guest is Patricia Maia, a director at Arquiconsult, an award-winning Microsoft Dynamics partner with expertise in implementing Microsoft Business Solutions technologies. Arquiconsult has achieved amazing results, such as the one in the story you're about to hear in their partnership with Akquinet, a global MSP headquartered in Germany who required having a local partner responsible for country-specific issues to help with their client with an ERP migration, moving their data from a private cloud to Azure. Let's hear what she has to say. Welcome, Patricia, to the podcast today. Really appreciate you joining us.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. All the way from Portugal.
Yes.
Well, start off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Patricia. I'm from Portugal, as we said. I work for Arquiconsult. It's a Portuguese Dynamics partner. And my role is the international business. And one of the things I love about it is I have to engage with lots of different people, different countries. And I'm a social person. I need to contact and so on. So I'm passionate about what I do.
And how long have you been with Arquiconsult?
Well, I've been with Arquiconsult for around 8 years, but in fact, the company I worked for previously were bought by Arquiconsult. So I'm in this business and in the same job for over 20 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. And when did you join the IAMCP?
Well, I joined many years ago, more than 10 years ago, we joined IAMCP. In fact, we were one of the members. And then I was invited to be part of IAMCP, part of the board here in Portugal, like, 8 years ago, and focused on the D&I area, on the women in tech by that time. So that's where it started. And now I'm again, after some years, I'm again part of the Portuguese board. And my role is the connection with the international IAMCP. And I'm also in IAMCP EMEA. I'm responsible for the membership area.
Okay. So you're pretty plugged in.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, I know we really want to get to the story, but before I do, I know just because you're so involved in IMCP, and you mentioned that you're part of a few other like programs within IMCP and some other initiatives. Before we jump into the story, can you share a little bit about those?
Yeah, one of the goals of IMCP is connect people to Microsoft, have help members, and also connecting, networking, and connecting people. And one of the areas that we have is diversity and inclusivity. So in IMCP, I started that here in Portugal with the Women in Tech, and it's one of the focus on that. In fact, is one area that I'm passionate about is the diversity and inclusion, and I'm also part of other group that is not IMCP group. It's another group that is called Women in Dynamics,
Mm-hmm.
and our goal was to try to support women to grow their careers and to be more diverse in this area. So, for instance, if you go to an event, most of the attendees are men over around 50 and that's what we try to understand the why and try to push other women to come and even to be a speaker in some sessions and to support them to say, okay, if you apply, we can be here preparing you to do the session.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
and trying to show with some role models and trying to show how you could engage. So yeah.
And have you been doing that for a while?
Yeah, in fact, I started with IMCP. As I said, I was
Uh
invited
huh.
by a man to be engaged with the women in
Okay.
tech in IMCP. I think 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And that's when and to be honest, my first answer was no. I'm not feminist, there's no need. And then I looked around and started thinking, and in fact, it's still needed. And that's when it started.
Okay. Oh, that's excellent. Well, just one more question about that, and then we'll kind of jump to the story. I promise. Is how have like you seen things, progress and evolve over the 10 years that you've been involved, in that effort?
I think things are moving. I think the community is more conscious that
Mm-hmm.
this is still uh, a thing. So I think it's better, but basically because people are more conscious about it and
Mm-hmm.
trying to do more things around that and to promote and to support and so on.
Yes, I know we're seeing. I know you mentioned because you're over in Europe. We're seeing a lot of similar, real positive trends here in the states as well. So it's good to hear. So let's talk though a little bit about your company. Tell us just like what's the area of specialization.
Okay, Arquiconsult is a Microsoft partner in the area of Dynamics. Dynamics is the ERP and CRM areas. So we work in this area, consulting area, and we also have the everything that goes around ERP, like Power Platform, Power BI, Power Apps, Azure infrastructure, and so on. So we try to have a solution to our customers in what concerns the IT system and the information system. We are around 300 people. We have offices in Portugal, in Spain, in Angola. Angola is a Portuguese-speaking country, and also in Saudi Arabia and Dubai.
Oh wow.
And we are very focused on the international business. So we do projects in the countries that we have offices, but we also help other partners that do exactly what we do. If they have lack of resources or lack of expertise in one business area, we help them in those projects. And in fact, my role is that one, to connect with the partners.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Patricia, it's great to hear your story about being in IMCP for 10 years. Just so you know a little about me, I've been here over at IMCP for over 25 years.
Oh,
So it
you're
was
winning.
actually, oh, yeah, no, I'm just old. so, but it's great to hear because it's great to hear the involvement of the partners. And you have a very interesting story that you have to tell as to how you got your EMEA award. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you connected with a partner? What your story is. You don't have to tell us the technology, but can you tell us a little bit about the project that you did, the technology that was implemented, how many people were involved, a little bit of, some details about it. We'd really like to hear it.
Yeah. In fact, it was not one project, it was a little bit more than that. So we worked with Akquinet. We knew each other for several years based on IMCP events and other events like directions and other meetings. And we see the same people when we start talking, right? And suddenly they had a case of a customer that needed support in different countries, and they were not prepared as a company to have these managed services offer in all these different countries. So they asked us if we could help them, if it would be an idea that we with our team could support their customer together with them. And that's what it started like 5 years ago. Funny story, it was right before COVID. So we decided to meet the team together physically, and we did it, and it was two meetings, and we just managed to have one because due to the pandemic. But we start working together there, supporting this big customer that they had, and it was I think one of the biggest thing was we managed to be only one team with different people from Akquinet and people from Arquiconsult and even people from the customer. We managed to work like we worked together all the time with one team with different people. We started with that. And then, as things were growing, we started also to help them with the nearshore business. So we supported there with developers in some of their projects. And I think we can say right now that we have a really strong partnership, that we do projects together whenever it's needed.
So, how do you continue to build the relationships with partners like Arquinet? What is your role and who helps you with that?
Well, one of the things is this kind of events, being there, being present there. But it's a little bit more. I always contact them. I try to make some meetings from time to time to understand where they are, where they want to go, and what are the needs. And also, this has to be win-win, right? Also, if our company can uh, use their solutions and also complement our projects with their solutions. So this is one of the ways that we do. The other one is, of course, sharing some knowledge. So participating in some sessions and some in these events as speakers, so that they know what I've been doing, and sharing my experience. It does not mean that the way I do it is the right one, but at least sharing and changing ideas together.
So, how do you measure success with a partner? Can you tell us a little bit about that? I
Wow,
mean,
difficult question, but well, I would say if we work together for several years and we are happy with each other work, and we believe that we are adding value to our customers, adding value to our company, we are being successful, right? For instance, this case with Akquinet, we've been working with that. That was a difficult customer. They changed partner several times, and they are working with us for around 5 years now. So this is a it means some success. The customer is happy, Akquinet is happy, and we are happy because we are providing services. So I think it's one of the ways that we can say it's a success story.
So you mentioned this was a difficult customer. So can you tell us about any of the challenges that you faced, or some of and how you dealt with those?
What I'm saying is it was a difficult customer. It was a customer that had worked with several partners, more than one partner.
Hmm.
So when we start working with a customer and we notice that they have several partners, something is going on, right? So what we tried to see was how could we do better, and I think it was one of the key solutions of having this partnership was to do a little bit better than what the others did. So that's what I mean. Difficult because they were challenging us or challenging the partners, and they could not provide whatever the customer was requesting. And we tried, in this case, Akquinet, tried a different approach with this partnership, and I think we succeeded.
Well, I think that speaks volumes to the strength of your company and why you're now over 300 employees. So that's really good, and kudos to you for that.
That's another thing is to, you know, keeping the talent and have the same team working to the same customer. It strengthens the relationship because after some time it's not just the professional work, it's also some friendship and some contact. So what one of the things we try to do is to keep the same team, and I'm happy to say that Archiconsult managed to keep their people happy working, and we don't have to change that much our team when working with a partner or a customer.
I know you did a Dynamics migration on this one. Anything, and you had developers
Ah,
involved. Can you tell us a little bit about the
yeah,
technology that you
and
used?
yes, and thank you for reminding me. I was thinking there was three areas, and I was not remembering the third one. Yes, we also help them. They challenge us because they had their own cloud infrastructure, so a private cloud, and they were moving to Microsoft's public cloud, and they've never done that, and they challenged us if we could do it together with them. And we were very transparent and honest with them because we said it's our first time also. This was some years ago. It was also our first time, but let's do it together. And we managed to move 5 or 6 customers to the cloud with success. So, of course, the first one with some struggles, but then we succeeded, and it was again another area that we worked with them, trying to provide to complete their team. The thing was all the not talking too much in technical terms, but all the development work was done by them. Our work was to move the data, and it worked really well.
Good. So did you get your testing teams involved and such to make sure all the migration went smoothly? How did that work?
It was a mix because we did move the data. We tested if the data was okay. The testing of the functionalities and so on was Aquinet's responsibility. So we had to make sure that the data was there and was in the correct way, correct format, in the newest version and so on. And they managed to work directly with the customer with the business processes.
Anthony, I know you probably have a couple of questions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is really fascinating. Well, to start, I didn't realize you had offices in so many locations. And so this question is it's going to be a two-part. All right. So the first part of it is for this particular situation where you guys won the award. What was your criteria for selecting a partner for that particular solution?
Well, in fact, we did not select the partner selected us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, because in fact, we are working with them, but they selected us as the provider and to in the three areas I mentioned. So they selected us for the managed services support,
Mm-hmm.
for the data migration, and also for the
Okay.
nearshore. services. Uh, and the reason why I chose this partnership was, first of all, because of course I think in the end everyone was happy. We could provide a better, add some value to our customers,
Hmm.
provide a better services that neither of us could do it alone. And that's why I talked with Akquinet saying, can I share our story? Because I think it's interesting to see how
Hmm.
so different partners, Germany and Portugal, we together we managed to provide a different solution to our customers and create some value.
And what can you share? So the second part of it was, you have offices in several countries, across multiple different continents. So what's your criteria when you're selecting partner? Do you have like a baseline that you use when you're looking at working with partnerships across, or is it highly contextualized based upon the geography? How, I'm just really curious to know, like, what's the framework and how you operate as as a global provider.
Yeah. Well, in the countries that we have offices, we have our own team. Okay. In the countries we do not have offices, we have alliance partners that we work with. How did we choose them? Over the Well, there are several criterias, but over the years we tend to, well, as Rudy said, I'm here for some time now, also some gray hair. So I already know a little bit the community, and is trusting, trying to find the right partner to provide whatever our customer is requesting. Because, for instance, in the ERP world, the fiscal requirements, there are some countries that we can provide the services by ourselves,
Hmm.
but there are other countries that are more complex on the fiscal requirements that we need a local partner. So we try to find what's the right partner. But as you mentioned, we already have that those agreements. We already have agreements with lots of partners that we work with, and we belong to some communities like IAMCP that
Hmm.
also helps us to find a partner in the specific country.
So you teed up my next question perfectly. And I promise we haven't
Sorry.
scripted this, right? Is Well, I was going to ask you is that working globally like you do is how does communities like IMCP and some of the others that you're actively involved with help you in finding and sourcing and vetting the different partners for the various initiatives that you have.
Yeah, I think it's the right place to ask for help. Let's imagine I need a partner in a special area in US, let's say it, or in I can talk with IMCP to connect me with that local chapter and to see in that local chapter if there is a member that could help me. So communities like IMCP, I would say it's the best way to know a partner and even to have a good reference about that partner. Who already worked with that partner? Do we have some good references, bad references? Who
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
So I think communities like this, it's the best way to connect with other people and other partners.
You've spoken about the great value of IMCP, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. It's I've been involved for a long time, and definitely believe in the mission of the IAMCP. So you talked. I'm going to go back to your customer a little bit in what you did. So obviously, the customer was happy with the work that you did, so you increased customer satisfaction, and then working through partners can also help you grow revenue as well. So, how big a part of that is in the operation of your company? How do you envision these partnerships helping you drive customer satisfaction and revenue?
Several things. I do believe that we are stronger together. Okay, we cannot do everything by ourselves. We are stronger together, and together we can create more value to our customers. This is one of the areas. The other area is, and maybe this is cultural Portuguese thing, and probably because we are a small country, we try to adapt to the others. It's very easy for us to adapt to other culture or other way of working, and that has made us to focus only not only on our local business but also on a more international level. So at this moment, I think around I'm not sure right now, but I would say around 55% of our revenue is in international business outside of Portugal. 55 or 60% of our business through partners, working with partners, and trying to create value to the end customer and also to the partner itself.
Well, that's great to hear that that's helping you in the scope of your business like that. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
wonderful. That's really wonderful, and it keeps everybody motivated and engaged in the company. So, what advice would you give to IMCP partners and companies like yours regarding partnerships? How how do you work with them? How do you structure those relationships? How do you continue to grow them?
Yeah. Again, as I mentioned, I think together we do it better. Um, in IMCP, I would suggest partners to be participative. There are so many tools inside IMCP. There are meetings, P2P meetings to know other partners. There are local events to know the other partners. There are global events. Next week, we are going to have Illuminate in Germany, where all the EMEA partners will meet. So I think it's really important for the members to participate in these events and be engaged with. Here in Portugal, for instance, we are pushing the members to be more participative. We are saying we are not the ones that are doing things. Come together with us and do whatever you need, challenge us to do things. So what I would challenge the members is to participate, to push the boards of your chapters to do whatever you need. Not saying everything it's possible and they can do everything, but if we don't hear them, we cannot provide whatever they are needing. And participate in these events and push work with these tools. Go to register in IMCP and push. Use the tools they have. Connect with your local chapter. If you want to connect with a different country, ask your local chapter to connect you with. And even with IMCP. And if with Microsoft, even with Microsoft, if you need some contacts there, the members ask IMCP to help you with that.
Well, we're definitely going to have to play your message that you just said to our members here in the United States because it's something that I know I preach an awful lot, and it's wonderful to hear because that is a great way to grow your business and to get even and meet more talent as well.
Yeah.
The talent is great throughout the organization. So thank you for that message.
Yeah, that was fantastic, Patricia. Really, just to echo what Rudy was saying is what a great message, and you're living it and doing it internationally. And on that note, internationally, I mean, you've mentioned and just hearing your story, you've got extensive, business, experience, operating internationally. But we were talking a little bit, before the show, just but also the importance of balancing, with family. And so I think it'd be great just to hear some of your thoughts on, how do you, just that work-life balance of, with the international demands, but then you have, got the family life. Would love to hear some of your thoughts on that.
So I think I didn't say at the beginning, I'm a mother of two. Right now they are already grown up. I think now it's beginning me to need them more than they need me.
It's the
Anyway,
circle of life, right?
yeah. Anyway, I started with the international business. So they were very young, and I think all goes with the planning because I think we can do everything if we plan it right. And do not try to do everything in your career and not everything at home. Try to balance, because otherwise you're going to feel when you're at work that you should be at home, and when you're at
Mm-hmm.
home that you should be at work. So trying to balance this, I think it's key. And also disciplining things. I think we need to know when to stop, when to say no, in both areas, in at home
Mm-hmm.
and also at your work.
Yeah. And on that note of balance, so obviously, you're talking about balance of work, talking about balance of family. You're also involved in a really cool community initiative called ReFood. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, ReFood is a Portuguese organization that collects food from restaurants, supermarkets, and so on, and gives to the people that have needs. And the principle, and that's what I liked about that. I was trying to do some volunteer work, and the thing I liked about that is, one thing was almost no money involved, because it's the minimum. We just need money to have wash the dishes and several operational things. And the other thing was, their principle was, you just need to give 2 hours of your week to that. And it's so easy to give 2 hours of our week to help. So what I do is, every Monday from 6 to 8, I go to ReFood, and in my case, I prepare the food for the
Mm-hmm.
that was collected. I prepare it so that another shift will deliver it, because that's the shift I chose was from 6 to 8. Again, to be at
Wow.
home at 8, to dine together
Uh-huh.
with my family, and being able to do my job until 6. In fact, it's from 6:30 to 8:30. So yeah, but that was uh, the reason why I love this idea, and I've been working with them. I don't know, 7-8 years from
Mm-hmm.
now.
No, that's fantastic, and I'll have the URL in the show notes. But for anyone who wants to go, I know obviously if you're in Portugal, you can sign up, volunteer, and help out. But for those that are outside of Portugal, there's an opportunity. I was just on that organization's website. You can donate and help contribute, because they're doing a really cool work. And so Patricia, will include them in the show notes, so folks who
Thank
listen to
you.
the podcast will see the link there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great story. Both the partner story, but also the giving back story. So as we wrap up, how can people find out more about you and your company?
You can follow us on LinkedIn. You can find us on our website. Is arquiconsult.com, so it's easy to remember. And anyone that wants to know more, just reach out to me, and I'm very happy to chat. Again, as I said, I'm a social person, and my what I like is to connect with new people and
Hmm.
other and hear their stories also. So feel free to contact me.
Will do, and we'll also have Archie Consult's domain. Its web address will be in the show notes, as well as an ability to connect with you on LinkedIn. And so folks who look down at those, they can click and connect with you as well. Well, Patricia, thank you. This has been great. It's been so much fun having you, and just enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for inviting me.
Wow, that was a great interview. I really appreciate Patricia for taking time with us today. I know there were several really important things that I took away from our conversation, but really the one main thing that stood out to me that she emphasized and shared a lot about was just the importance of balance, right? And just having a holistic approach just between work, family, her local community, and that involvement, in that nonprofit ReFood, which is a really, really cool concept, but also just her involvement with the professional communities. How about you, Rudy?
Well, I really enjoyed her story, and offline, we kind of verified that she got introduced to the IMCP through another great IMCP member, Sergio Batista, and I enjoyed that portion of it. But the fact that she's been able to, in her job role, to leverage her IMCP membership to successfully build relationships in multiple countries, which helps their business globally, because she mentioned that about 55-60% of their business is international in scope. And she relies on the IMCP to help her with information on where to meet partners, and how to work with them. So she's leveraged the programs at IMCP, the membership, to learn more about other partners. So her company can continue to build these relationships, and that helps them grow their business. So that's really exciting. And, encouraging people to participate and get involved in the IMCP, as you well know, that's been my mantra for about 25 years. It's get involved, and you can help your business grow by building those relationships. And I really appreciated her reiterating that, and it's a very strong story.
Yeah, no, that was really good. I really appreciate her, just that strong admonition, if you will, to get involved and participate and use the tools. I know I really like also how she just emphasized, and I've heard this, you and I have heard this message from a lot of different partners, and both not only here on the podcast, but just even in the work that you and I do, working with partners. Just the message about being stronger together, right? And that being together, they can create more value for customers. And I really liked how she emphasized that part. But the other thing I thought was interesting is being in her words, saying they're part of Portugal being a smaller country, and just I guess what she said is they're being felt like they have to, in working with partners, that they need to adapt to others, and just the emphasis and the importance on communication is key and critical to be able to, effectively, work, with their partners. And so, communicate, but also, using, the involvement in the community to connect with partners, to do more together and create more value. I thought that was just fantastic.
I also enjoyed her talking about just her involvement in the different communities, working through the DEI community at IMCP, and also the Women in Dynamics. Again, there's all these external communities that have big ties to the IMCP, and that'll help you grow their business. That, in closing, I want to thank everyone for joining us on this episode of IMCP Profiles in Partnership, powered by Dunamis Marketing. We certainly hope you enjoyed this podcast and you find it useful and inspiring. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. One of the best ways to partner for success is to join IAMCP, a community of Microsoft partners who help each other grow and thrive. IAMCP members can find and connect with other partners both locally and globally, and access exclusive resources and opportunities. Whether you're looking for new customers, new markets, or new solutions, IAMCP can help you achieve your goals. To learn more, visit the IAMCP website at iamcp.org.